Now this is a second short video in which I'm going to go over the second four that comprise the second quiz that you have in this week's module in preparations for the major exam. Case and use. Cornelius. Hands over, trotto, trottere. Obviously the stick and dawo. Now dawo can be either dative or ablative. How do you know? You look at the verb, and if the verb is a ditransitive verb, remember ditransitive means that it has both a direct object and an indirect object. Give, show, speak, or tell. Handing over is like giving. And so, transitive verbs take direct object. He sees the table, hears the copier, loves his wife. But ditransitive verbs give the direct object candy to the indirect object student who is the receiver of that direct object. So, here Cornelius is obviously our nominative subject, the doer of the handing over. Dawo is our dative indirect object because he is receiving the accusative direct object. And he says, duko with a U is lead, diko with an I is says. It is necessary to beat geta, and here there is no ditransitive, for so that one you know is most likely going to be ablative. And, oh no, I take that back. Wheeliko, the overseer, he doesn't beat geta with the overseer, doesn't pick him up. And so here this is the dative of reference. And so here, it is necessary to beat geta, but for whom? For whom does that responsibility fall? For the overseer. To beat geta, and geta is obviously our accusative direct object. So here we can see that you can have a dative without a ditransitive, because here it is dative of reference, because otherwise it would say it is necessary to beat geta by, with, because of, from, in, on, at the overseer. That wouldn't make any sense. And so by context you know that it is referencing for the overseer. Number 6. Tum Dawes. Then Dawes, obviously my nominative subject. Let's go find out what he's doing. Oh my. Got to go all the way to the end. He beats. Well, whom does he beat? Well, you got to find the accusative direct object geta. And since we have no ditransitive verb, that is most likely the ablative. He beats him with a stick. So it is going to be your ablative of instrument, or means if you would like. Now here you have Cornelia with a long I. It's not a bunch of people named Cornelius doing something, because we already have a subject, so this must be the genitive. And he is the possessor of the stick. So Dawes then beats geta with the stick of Cornelius, your genitive showing possession. Ferocitate, which is glossed at the bottom, ferocity, and it's in the ablative. So it is your ablative, you can tell by the form, that E, you can see over here the third declension, patre, arbore, ferocitate, and it is the ablative of manner. It is the abstract quality. This is the word third, that is obviously ablative, by, with, because of, from, in, on, at the third hour. Ablative of time. He beats him under the tree, another ablative, and this is telling us the place where he does it. And he does it with Cornelius himself. Cum Cornelio, in the ablative, object of cum, your ablative that shows accompaniment. On to number 7. Soon it is necessary. Patri, if you would see, is in the dative case. People often see patri and they think it's nominative plural. But no, patri is dative. It is a third declension. Variant I as I, and so it is necessary soon for the father to lead. See the difference between ducere and dicere? Speak, lead. His family to Rome, by, with, because of, from, in, on, at, the minivan. So this is your dative, but it's your dative of reference. Sorry about the handwriting, but it's your, I'll rewrite, I suppose. Your dative of reference. For whom is it necessary? For the dad. Familiam is going to be your accusative direct object. To lead whom or what? The family. To Rome, this is accusative, you can tell because of the form, but it is your object of the preposition on. And then raida is your ablative, you can tell by the long A, and what is it showing? It is showing us the means by which he will do it. It gives him the ability to lead his family there. And so that is your ablative of means. Cornelii, the Cornelians, plural, nominative, arrive to Rome. By, with, because of, from, in, on, at, 3 days. Diebus is like ibus, it's a ablative. And so here, this is your nominative, because they are the ones doing the arriving. Subject. And then here, diebus is your ablative, and obviously, ablative time within which? Time. Again, that's the same exact form as the dative, but there is not a ditransitive verb. Flavia says, obviously she's going to be your nominative, showing the action doer, the subject. Ram. The accusative, which remember can be direct object, can be objects of certain prepositions, but it can also be exclamation, the accusative of exclamation. I add an extra A in there, so that's no good. Alright, so I'm going to move it up really quickly. And my goal was to get this done in 10 minutes. I think I might meet it. Let's at least hope. Alrighty. Here you go. Excellent. There we are. Number 8. It says, on the journey in itinere. That's what itinerary means. Your itinerary is what you do on a journey. The Raidarius, the chauffeur, the coachman, Corneliorum of the Cornelians, scolds unum, one, puerorum, of the boys, because he is annoying Cornelia, by, with, because of, from, in, on, at his foot, pace pedis, a foot, it is glossed for you. You can see with that E like arbore. So the Raidarius is obviously your nominative, the guy who is committing the action, so he's the subject. Corneliorum is genitive plural. It's either going to be possession or part of a whole. And so here, it's possession. It's the Cornelians' coachman. So it shows possession. Unum is your accusative direct object. It's whom or what he scolds. He scolds the one. Accusative direct object. Puerorum of the boys, also genitive. But the boys do not possess the one. Instead, the boys represent all the boys, and we are merely indicating a part of it. So it's a genitive, what we call part of the whole, also referred to as the partitive genitive. And then finally, he annoys Cornelia. She is obviously the accusative direct object, and annoys Cornelia, ablative, with his foot. Not time, not place, not accompaniment. It's not like his foot is doing it with him as a partner. But it is giving him the ability, the means or instrument. It answers the question, quomodo. In what way, by what means does he annoy her with his foot? Probably taking his shoe off with a smelly sock. So hopefully this video will help you get all the answers right and earn yourself an easy 100. Thanks.